Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why do we need to, why do we use ML, that is machine learning algorithm? Why do we need to use this ML? Can we do it in the conventional method? If you ask me this question, so before answering this question, I want to explain something which is very important. That is, I want to explain some algorithm using conventional programming. For example, I want to write an algorithm using conventional programming. So how to do that? We'll just look in a moment. Okay. So so I want to write an algorithm using this traditional programming method. So how to do that? So for example, we have a problem. Here, this is the problem. Okay. For this problem, we understand it first, and after understanding it, what we can do is we write few rules or few logics. So we write some of the logics here for this program, for this problem. And after writing few of the rules, that is logics, we evaluate it. Okay. We evaluate it. After evaluating this, we need to launch this algorithm. We need to launch this algorithm here. Okay. But here in this phase, what happens is, if after evaluation, if it is all set to go, then only we usually launch. But after evaluation, what if we have got some kind of uh, errors? Then what do we need to do? After evaluating, we have got some errors and we need to analyze those errors. Okay. After analyzing the errors, then again we approach to our problem, we understand it again, and we write the rules now, this time somewhat better than the previous one, and again we evaluate that. After evaluation, if it is all set to go, then we usually launch this algorithm. Okay. So this is the conventional method of writing an algorithm. Okay. So I'll explain the same with some real world example now. Okay. So first thing, what happens is, just take this spam filter algorithm. So here in spam filter, what it usually does is, it usually classifies any new mail if it is belonging to spam, or if it is actually belonging to ham. For that, what it does is, it usually looks for the keywords. Okay. It usually looks for the keywords or the phrases. What are these keywords and phrases here? For example, here, this if this is your mail, here it will be some from address, and after that, here you'll be having some kind of section for subject. This is for your subject, and this is the body of your mail. Okay, this is your description here. It usually looks for these keywords on phrases in this entire mail. I mean, it usually checks for the keywords here in the subject section. It usually checks here, and after that, it also checks in the description too. Okay, and sometimes it also looks for the specific patterns in the sender's name. For example, if the sender is coming with this particular name, that is uh, at the rate maybe ads ads27.com or something. Okay, just imagine, maybe we are getting few mails especially from this particular domain, that is ads27.com. Then automatically it detects it and it blocks it. Okay, and after that it also looks for the subject. If the subject is having the keywords, for example credit card, if any subject is having the words related to credit card, or maybe like this one, free. This is the keyword again, free. And for you in the sense it is for you. Okay, so likewise it also looks for all these keywords. If any of these keywords usually present in the subject or in the description, then automatically our algorithm, that is spam filter, usually blocks them immediately. Okay, so mm, so here what are we doing is we are actually writing a program for each pattern. For example, now I want to write the rules. I'm writing rules now. See here how I am actually writing my rules. The first rule is, if any subject, if subject is having the keyword maybe credit card, if my subject is having credit card, then I'm saying it to consider it as spam. Okay. And again, I write another rule, that is if sender address, if sender address is having some domain ID like ads27.com, then consider it as spam. I'm going to write this rule. And the third one is the description. If the description is having a keyword called maybe free, then automatically consider these two as spam. So these are my rules. So these are my rules actually. Okay. Whenever you are writing any algorithm, uh, you need to write some of the rules for it. So whenever you are writing some of the rules in a using a conventional programming method, this is the process. Okay. So you write an algorithm for each of the pattern that you observe. See, this is a pattern. Whenever you look for the subject here, this is a kind of pattern. Whenever you look for a sender address, this is a kind of pattern. Whenever you look for the description of the mail, this is a kind of pattern. So you write rules for each and every pattern that you observe in the mail. Okay. And depending upon these rules, our spam filter usually classifies it whether it belongs to spam or whether it really belongs to ham. Okay. And after writing these rules, we need to test our. So we have finally written the rules. Now, what do we need to do? That is evaluate, or we can also call it as testing. Okay. We need to test our program. So after testing, again, we repeat the steps 1 and 2. Okay. Until if it is good. In the sense, first of all, what do we do is we test the program. Okay. And again, we look for the words. We look for keywords or phrases again. Okay. And again, we write rules. And again, we test the program. So we repeat this entire process again and again and again until it gets perfect. Okay. Until it is good. In the sense, until we don't find any of the new pattern in our mail, we repeat this entire program or entire procedure of writing an algorithm in the conventional method. We repeat this process. First of all, we test. First of all, we look for the keywords. We write rules. We test the program. Again, we look for the keywords. We write rules, we test the program, we repeat this procedure for several times until it is perfect, until no new pattern is found. Okay, we're going to repeat this thing. So, but what if, but here the major challenge is, what if your program is important? Okay, what is what is our problem is so complex? What if our problem is so complex? Then what happens? You need to write, then you need to write complex and large rules, right? If your program is very, very tough or very, very complex, then you also need to write some complex and large rules. Okay. So these rules, which are large and complex, are usually hard to maintain, very hard to maintain. So this is the drawback here. This is the uh, most difficult part in writing an algorithm using conventional method. So that's all for this. That's all in this video. I have explained. I think I have explained very well related to this particular why are we actually using this ML. So earlier I think so. See here, right now I have explained the algorithm using conventional programming. I have explained the flow, usual flow. Given I have given you some example here. I have explained how to write rules, how to find the patterns, and then how to test it or how to launch it. I have explained. And what are the difficulties? If your problem is really complex, then also you would need to write some complex and large rules. This is very, very hard to maintain. So this is the main drawback that is present in writing an algorithm using conventional methods. So in the coming video, I'll be talking about how to write an algorithm using machine learning this time. So then you will understand why do we really need to use ML and in what way is it really better than the conventional programming. I'm gonna explain this. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you like the content. If you just like it, just hit like button and share it with your friends. Take care. Jai Hind.